Hey guys, this is Pillage, and today I'm bringing you a new commentary on hate, and I'm primarily going to talk about YouTube, but I may mention some hate I've gotten on Xbox a little later in the commentary as well. So the first thing I want to say is YouTube is not a nice place. You gotta have a tough skin to survive. Not everybody's gonna enjoy your content, not everybody's gonna like you, and you gotta be ready to accept that and move on. If you have one person that doesn't like you, it doesn't define you, it is just one person. You know, I have a guy right now who dislikes every single one of my videos, and he's been doing it for about, 3 months, and I really genuinely find it funny, because this guy watches my content, and he leaves me a free view and a free rating, and that's one active viewer that I wouldn't have without him. I know that he's the one disliking, and I don't read anything into it. If I get a couple dislikes, I know that maybe I'm not doing something correctly, and I work on, maybe doing a little better quality video, and if I felt like the video wasn't strong, I know to improve on that and get another higher quality video out. Now, I intend to always put out my best quality, but you can't always do that. You have days where you're tired, or days where you just don't feel like making a video, and you put one out anyway, and it's not super high quality. And, people can tell when you're not having fun and when you're not putting out your best content, and sometimes you will get negative feedback. And the first thing I want to say is negative feedback is a great thing. It helps you grow, it helps you improve, and people who can't take negative feedback will not be successful on YouTube. Negative feedback is part of the thing that makes you better and helps you grow. If someone says that they hate haters, you're losing your best opportunity to learn. A lot of the time when I get just hate comments, I will say, thank you, can you tell me why you didn't enjoy it, or what you didn't like about this commentary? And I've learned some really good things from that. Occasionally there's a troll who's just like, you're a faggot, go die in a hole, and I just say, thank you very much, can you tell me why? And he won't respond, or he will in another hateful way, and I just ignore those people. Those people don't need to be spent time on. If you give them the opportunity to act in a mature way, maybe they'll take it, and maybe they can give you some constructive criticism, because there are things everyone can improve. The best person in the world at YouTube has room to improve, or at Gears, or at anything. You can always improve. There's always ways to improve, and you can't just assume because you feel like you're doing something really well that it's the best way. There are plenty of good ways to do things, and there's different ways to do them well. So when you're dealing with a hater, remember that maybe they like another style, maybe they aren't your biggest fan for whatever reason, and don't take it personally, because this is YouTube. It's not your life. One person can dislike you. That is not a big deal. I see a lot of people really overreact when they get one hateful comment. They write a paragraph about how they are wrong and how the hate is invalid, and maybe they're right, and maybe that's true, but if you respond in a positive way, you can convert someone who previously didn't like you, into someone who's a fan, because you responded in a mature way. The best way to handle haters is to turn them into supporters, and I feel like I've done that in the past. I've become friends with someone who didn't like my content initially, and I enjoy that because I am growing, and I hope to improve every commentary. There is room for improvement, and everybody can do it. Now, another important part of this is to not get discouraged if you get one hateful comment. You're probably going to get multiple hateful comments throughout your time on YouTube. It's just the best people around get hateful comments, just because people don't like success. And the other part of it, people feel jealous because they cannot capture, they can't upload, and they feel like they could do it better than you. And there's plenty of people like that. They think that they are just plain better than you, and you should not have the amount of viewers you have. And I see it all the time. I mean, at one point, before I did YouTube, I almost felt the same way. I didn't like any of the big YouTubers. I was bitter and jealous, and I felt like I could do it better. And, the more time I put into this, the more I really realize it's hard. YouTube is a lot of work, but it's enjoyable at the same time if you do it correctly. So stay positive. Don't let one person's opinion define you. You are who you are, despite what people say about you. I can't remember the exact quote at the moment, but I read it someplace. Reputation is what people think of you. personality is who you are, or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I felt like that's a really good quote, especially for this subject, just because, you know, people can think whatever they want about you. They don't know you. If you haven't talked to someone outside of YouTube, you don't really know them that well. I mean, people oftentimes put up a front on YouTube and try to be someone they're not, and I try my best to not do that, but I think everybody does it to an extent. I mean, everyone tries to make themselves the perfect version of themselves on YouTube because they have that opportunity, and, you know, a lot of people, when they find out that they're not Superman, are disappointed. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I have made a ton of mistakes. I am in no way perfect, and I have never been so. So if you guys are expecting Superman or anything close to that, you are far off. Every single person makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and if you expect someone and you put them up on that pedestal and then they fall down, that's not their fault, that's yours for making them into, you know, an idol, and that's just not reasonable. And, you know, everyone's going to make a mistake at some point. But I've kind of gone off subject here for a little bit. And as I was saying, I mean, you gotta have a tough skin. This is YouTube. A lot of people will hate because it's through a computer and they can't talk to you in real life. I see a ton of these people who just would never say that in real life, but when they go on the computer, they think that they're untouchable, and they'll say whatever they want. And that's what it is. I mean, the internet has the internet has opened up that venue, and people have unfortunately misused that. So I hope to see people stop responding to haters and kind of feeding them. I mean, if you respond in a positive way, you're more likely to gain a fan than you are to maintain someone who doesn't like your content. I see it all the time. People get offended over one comment, and it's just ridiculous because, you know, if you responded in a more positive way, you could easily convert one of those haters into a fans. And, you know, the next thing I gotta say, if you don't do YouTube necessarily and you get hate comments on Xbox over Gears or any other game, respond with a heart, or just saying something like, you know, okay, thanks, bro. Just don't feed them, because that's what they're looking for. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. Have a great day, guys, and God bless. Pillage out.